Hi, everybody. I'm back. I'm alive. Barely. Barely. Welcome to Horror with Nadia. Today's episode of Horror Tuesday, episode 29. Please do me a favor before we get into everything. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and helping me hit 1K subs. I've missed everybody. I have not streamed in a while, and it seems like Rumble is not working right now either. So I'll figure that out later. But of course, technical difficulties every single time I stream. It is my go-to. It's my go-to on it. Hi, babe. Howdy, howdy, howdy. I'm over on Kick, though. That went live pretty well. That's pretty cool. I don't know why I'm like all over the board. My music is way too loud in my ear. There's multiple people streaming right now at the same time. Okay. I'm back. I'm alive. Barely. I still have congestion and a cough, but I'm here. And I wanted to hang out and talk about Hellboy and upcoming horror movies because I'm so behind, and Vegas is getting its own horror attraction, but we'll get into that in a minute on it. Man, I am just so congested. It's so pain. Chris is the only one in the chat, which is totally cool with me. If you are watching this on replay, please do me a favor and leave me a comment as well. That helps with the algorithm gods as I get back into it. Hola, sir. Hello. How are you? How are you? I don't know why. I'm having a brain fart on this. What am I here for? I'm here for Hellboy. That's what I'm here for. Okay, hold on. Hold on. I gotta get my notes and everything set up properly. Okay. So horror has been interesting for this year. Not much going on, but there's quite a few things up and coming. Surprisingly, this movie was worse than my ass after eating a Big Mac. I disagree. I actually disagree. I disagree with you, Vex. Excuse me, folks. I disagree with you. Thank you for catching the replay, but I too thought this movie was going to be ass. I actually, spoilers, quite enjoyed it. Hi, Rio. Hope you were well tonight as well. Man, I am so congested still. Before we get into it, so the reason why I didn't stream last week, which sucks because last week was my birthday week, is because I was very lucky, if you could say that, or fortunate to get the flu. Fucking sucks. I have been literally felt like on death's door for the last few days. I can even still hear it kind of in my throat, and I've been coughing up a storm lately. So I'm hoping when I went into urgent care on my actual birthday, so that's where I spent my birthday. I spent my birthday in fucking urgent care with an IV with 2 bags of liquid being pumped through me. She told me up to 3 weeks. Up to 3 weeks, I'm going to have this lingering flu. So my advice to everyone out there, take your fucking vitamins, eat your fucking whole foods, fucking exercise, because you don't want this. This thing is like one of the worst things I've ever experienced. And I've had COVID twice. And this is just like lingering, and it's just congestion and coughing. And I think the kicker was not to be gross, kind of be gross. We're a horror channel. We talk about gross things here. I kind of like threw up phlegm with my medication last week on my desk. I was like getting ready for a work meeting, and I was like, nah, I think I'm good. I will say I've lost about 9 pounds on this thing, and all I've lived on is mashed potatoes because it's the only thing I can keep down. So Again, take your vitamins, airborne. If you are coming to the Vegas, I know, sell it, baby. I am. If you're coming to the Vegas meetup in 3 weeks, the big like YouTube meetup where there's a bunch of us YouTubers that are meeting up and stuff, um, fucking take your airborne, your vitamin C. You don't want this stuff. You do not want this. So, hi, Rachel. Hello. Hello. Good evening. Good evening. And it sucks, man. I had a whole week planned last week. I was gonna stream Tuesday to talk about this movie and stuff, and then Thursday I was going to just stream because I was supposed to go see Ash, that new horror movie, sci-fi horror movie on Wednesday. Couldn't go see it. Haven't seen it, and it's gonna be out of the theaters this week, which sucks. At least out of the theaters near me. And then I was gonna game because on top of everything, my dad and my sister was visiting, and I only got to see them yesterday for, like, a brief moment. So, needless to say, my birthday was canceled this year. So, I am still of the age that I was last year. I will not be turning the new age. I get a redo next year. I believe everybody should get one skip. So, this was my birthday year to skip. Oh, and it sucks too because I got a matcha cheesecake and it was rough. It was rough, folks. It was. But anyway, I'm back. I'm back. I'm alive. This week is gonna be kind of fun. Kind of fun. Will be fun. Today, right after this, I'm gonna have a members chat. If you're a member of the channel, want to hang out and chat a little bit more, can have a little bit of a chat right after this. But Thursday, I'm actually going to have Joe Lamb joining me. Joe Lamb is the director of the new movie The Fetus that has Lauren Lavera, I believe. Anyway, the Terrifier final girl, Terrifier, and Bill Moseley in it too. So I'll be interviewing him and talking about his new movie with him on Thursday. Friday, Stranger Things is back. We're gonna be talking about episode 3 and 4, and Saturday we're back with X-Files. So I'll be continuing my X-Files watch. I'll be on Niat's channel for The Thing, and then members watch party is this Saturday, and it was chosen to be American Psycho. So, oh, Big Ship, thank you for becoming a member again. Thank you very much, sir. You know what? What? Sir, you did not have to. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Oh, it makes me feel a bit better. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna play a couple clips for you because I had my birthday stream last week and I saved this one.
Ah, a delightful little slut. But what about your butt?
I mean, we are in March, right? 'Tis the season to be a leprechaun. And then, you know what? Here we go. That is like painfully loud in my ear. Thank you so much. Oh, that was the point, sad dance. Thank you. You didn't have to. You're a doll. Thank you so much. All right. Uh, before we get into the main topic, which is I know you're all excited to know about Hellboy Crooked Man, even though this movie's been out for a while. I'm going to try to go see a couple movies Sunday. So I decided I'm gonna try to stack some horror movies Sunday. I'm gonna go see Woman in the Yard because I'm in contact with the writer. So I might be able to get the writer on after I see the movie. Let's see the movie first, right? So um what else is coming out? Oh, Death of a Unicorn, I'm gonna go see Sunday as well. And there was a third movie and I can't remember, but I'm gonna try to see those so that Tuesday we can talk about them. Today was actually supposed to be Mike Levy with me, who is the director of Stream, which was a horror movie that came out last year. Unfortunately, I had to reschedule him, so he will be on with me on the 8th, and then again, Joe will be on with me this Thursday. So hopefully, I'm alive and stuff. I don't know. When I'm sick, the only thing I want is literally just mashed potatoes and like warm Coca-Cola. Is that weird? I think it's always because my mom, who was a nurse, when I would work at haunted houses and kids would get like really upset stomachs and stuff, she's like, never give them like something cold to drink or water, just give him like a warm can of Coke. Like this just been sitting at room temperature, and it always seemed to settle everybody's stomach. So I was so I'm drinking ice Coke, but that seems to be the only thing. Okay, so let's get into the main discussion of Hellboy. Hi Wes. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm feeling a little bit better. At least the congestion in the ear is gone. It's just here now. So I might mute myself a couple times if I'm coughing. But I took a cough suppressant. So we'll see. We'll see if that works. Maybe not. I guess not. Okay. So Hellboy is actually one of my favorite comic book series. He's a fictional character created by writer artist Mike. I'm gonna butcher the last name because I always do. Mignola. Uh, Most people know him from the movies, and some people don't even know about him as a comic book character. They just know it from the movies, but he's originally a comic book character. I saw the post. What post? That's good to hear your flu sounded bad from how you described it. Oh, it was so bad. So bad. I literally was either in my bed or on the couch. Those are the only two. But I watched the entire series of what is that show on Hulu? I watched the entire fucking thing. Superstore, I think it's called. Watched the entire fucking series while I was sick. Oh, yes. I think you can kind of hear it. I kind of got more of a deep, rugged voice. Maybe I could voice act. Some like, I don't know. Oh, never mind. I was gonna let that joke go. You know, sometimes you have to just let your jokes kind of float away. I'm gonna let that float away. Anyway, uh, most people know about Hellboy from the series. Earlier, um, where am I going with this? Fucking, I have like a ton of notes. Okay. Del Toro's movie Hellboy. That's where most people know him from. The 2004 Hellboy. Not a lot of people know that it's actually a comic book series. And actually, the Del Toro movies tend to be a little bit more on the fantasy side. There are some horror elements to the comic book, too. Nothing better than having to binge a complete series while you're sick. I know, right? Ugh. It sucks because I kind of. I also saw not to like my ADHD. I saw Highlander for the first time. Maybe I should have been fucking talking about that. I saw Highlander for the first time. I liked it. I liked it. I liked it. Interesting transition shots for the camera. Very well done. From better than I expected. Hi Anthony. I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better. I'm not 100%, but I'll get there. I'll get there. Highlander. I will say there there were interesting lighting choices, and then I didn't know Clancy Brown was in it, and Naughty has a thing for Clancy Brown. I don't know, I think it's the voice. It's got to be the voice. Uh it was so well done. Now, I have asked this, and I don't know if those of you in the chat, should I continue with the additional Highlander movies? Because there's like a ton of Highlander movies. Let's see. How many Highlander movies are there? Hi, Jamalama. Let's see. So there's Highlander, which I saw, the 1986. There's the second one, The Quickening. There's the third one, The Sorcerer. Holy cow, I didn't even know. There's Endgame, Search for Vengeance. Interesting. Wait, is Search for Vengeance an anime? It is. The second one was lame. It's so funny to me because when I was watching it, Christopher Lambert, it just made me want to kind of watch Mortal Kombat, which I went to Max, and I thought WB owns Mortal Kombat. Am I incorrect on this? And the movies are not on the streaming service, and this is why physical media is clutch. If I had the fucking physical media versions of Mortal Kombat, I could have watched it, but because I couldn't find it on any streaming service, it was so weird. Is the TV show worth my time? There's quite a few. There's the series, which is 1992 to 1998. The Raven. And then there's an animated series. Hold up. Okay. And then there was a television film. I was very intrigued by the history of this. We'll get into Hellboy in a second. I was very intrigued by the history of Highlander because I asked my husband, I was like, is this based off a TV? Like, is this based off a book of something like an IP and it just got turned into a movie? And no, I think what I found out was, what was it that I found out that, I asked if it was based off a book. And no, it was a original. Wait. After the book was written after the novel. Anyway, Highlander was very good. I recommend it if you haven't seen it. If you are catching up on movies with me, man, it is warm in here. I am hot, or it's because I am sick. One of the two. This flu, folks, I'm telling you, please take care of yourself. It is going around like crazy. Okay, anyway. Early years of the comic history. We're going to go back to Hellboy. We're going to shift back. So Highlander, great. Crooked Man, not so bad. So Seed of Destruction, which was co-written by John Bryan, established Hellboy's world. So it pitted him against Rasputin and a Lovecraft entity threatening cosmic destruction. Stories like Wake the Devil in 1996, The Chained Coffin in 1998 expanded his lore with standalone tales rooted in global myths, so like vampires, witches, fairies, often drawn. So Crooked Man, which I have the comic right here marked, is more of on the horror side, and I knew I was going to have a hard time with this, but Appalachian, I think I said it right, Appalachian horror, which was pretty interesting because it actually made me want to read more into horror. So Crooked Man and the Return of Effie Nalb. The movie actually takes from both of these comics that are in here on it. So there's a couple of differences in the comic versus the movie. So both pretty much there are like scene for scenes in the movie that are like drawn right out of the page of the book. And I marked a couple. I marked out. Look at that cover art, man. Look how pretty that is. That's so gorgeous. Absolutely love it. Excuse me. Where is the first one? And let me bring up that. Hold on. When you don't stream for a week, I am all over the place. Let's see if that pulls it up for me. A little bit. Hold on. I think I want to open this one. We'll share this instead. Stuff. There we go. Wait, nope. Go back. Whatever. Anyway. There's a couple of differences between the movie versus the book. So both the movie and the comic are both set in 1958. Okay. The movie retains its 1950 Appalachian setting, but introduces Hellboy and a new character. So this woman right here on the, man, you can't even see it. Hold on, let me expand that out. There we go. This woman on the left-hand side, Bobby Jo Sung, she doesn't exist in this comic. Actually, part of her character is kind of taken from the second comic in this, The Return of Elfie Knob, with the young girl in the comic. So some of the characteristics and some of the lines are actually taken from her and given to Bobby. So she doesn't exist. Hellboy operates largely alone. Tom Farrell interacts with other locals like Cora Fisher and Reverend Watts. Okay. In the movie, she's introduced as a rookie BP RD agent and Hellboy's partner. She's an original character created for the film, adding dynamic with Hellboy, including hints of a romantic subplot, right? To be honest, that's the one thing in this entire movie that just didn't need to be there. It's because it's really poorly developed. There's no chemistry to me in them. It kind of felt very forced, the underlying subplot of romance. Um, and her focus does kind of shift away from Tom. And to be honest, I don't think she really needed to be in there, but I can see why after going back and reading the comics of why they added her, if they were trying to combine both of these comics. And man, this artwork is just so gorgeous. So, like, I highly recommend if you love horror and fantasy, Hellboy Crooked Man is like one of the best comics I would recommend. The coloring is just so beautiful. So, Hellboy's role in it. So, basically, the story is about Hellboy is already in the region after finishing up some stuff down south in the comic. He encounters Tom Farrell, a local man returning after decades to atone for his past involvement with witchcraft. They confronted by the Crooked Man, a devil figure tied to the region's like history, kind of folklore, along with witches, supernatural threats. And there's like a standoff in the church that's a pivoted scene, both in the comic and in the movie. The movie retains most of that, except adding the new character of Bobby into it. They arrive via train crashes due to a giant spider attack, which, if you're arachnophobic, it's pretty bad. This event stranded them in the area, leading them to meet Tom Farrell and engage with with the center conflict of the Crooked Man and the local witches. So Hellboy is a supporting figure in the story, most centered on Tom Farrell in the comics. However, in the movie, who's played by Jack Keesley, no problem, Gemma. Thank you. See you later. Hi, Brandon. Good afternoon or evening. I don't even know what the fuck time it is. Hello, sir. Hellboy, played by Jack Keesley, is given more of a prominent role, adding both backstory elements such as visions of his mother, Sarah, to flesh out his character arc in the movie. Not so much. I need to pick this movie up. Got so busy, didn't have time to watch it. I recommend it. If you're a Hellboy fan, I recommend it. I thought it was not going to be good, to be honest. It kind of looked a little fan made, but I will tell you, there are scenes. So, like, such as like I'm bookmarked this, and I think you can kind of see it. It's Tom Farrell talking about his past of like messing with witchcraft and stuff. And some of these are some of these are taken right out of the comics to screen. And I love that. There's the scene where the raccoon comes back for Cora and sneaks into her skin. Now, one of the pivoted scenes in the trailer is the snake scene, and it's not in the comic. That was just added there. But when I went to watch it and then I reread this book, I was so amazed by, as low budget as it was, how much they just like pulled from the comics right to screen. Like, this is I think fan service done well, even at the budget it is, to show like they really care about the story and really care about the characters. I think everybody played a really pivotal part in the movie. I really enjoyed it. I thought the pacing was very well done, especially, again, it felt like I was just watching the comic book come to life on screen too. And again, a couple of the changes could deal without, like the new character of Bobby, but it's all right. So the comic begins with Hellboy already in the area, but in the movie, there's like a train scene where they crash. A big spider gets lost in the woods. It comes back later on to help, right? Foreshadowing a little bit. The comic is just a 3-issue story, where the movie is a 99-minute runtime, and there's a little bit more confrontation, like a fight with a demonic sake in the movie that is not in the comics, and extended ending with a 3-way emotional action climax, right? The movie introduces visions of Hellboy's mother too, so that is not in this comic. It's mostly in the movie, and it just adds a little bit more, I guess. Oh, right, yeah, no, no solo leveling tonight, I think, for Gooch. So that's all right. Cool. Lurk away, my friend. Lurk away. Thank you. But man, rereading this, just It's just so, you know what? I need to get an overhead camera when I talk about comic books. That's what I need to do. It's just so beautiful. The coloring used to it. I'm a huge fan of the Hellboy comics too. A lot of people think it's just fantasy, not realizing there's a lot of horror elements. I mean, he's a fucking demon. A devil. He's like there's a lot of horror elements to it. So, I think the movie was made on a what was the budget for it? Hold on. Budget for Hellboy Crooked Man movie. 20 million. And it grossed 2 point something, I think that's the number. Film bombed at the box office after grossing only 55 million against a 50 million production budget. Oh, wait, no, sorry, that's not Crooked Man. That's that David Harbour one. I'm not a fan of that one. I actually prefer this one over the David Harbour one. And I'll tell you why. It's way more horror elements into this one. Creepy. It is really creepy and almost weirdly grounded, right? Like if you believe in this kind of stuff, folklores and witches and stuff, it was just like uh it felt I don't want to say it felt more real because there's like an overgrown spider, there's like a demonic like witch and stuff, but it felt maybe because of the low budget, it just felt more it didn't take me out of it like sometimes fantasy. And the David Harbour one, I felt was just a complete mess for it. So, uh I really thought going in because when I first saw the initial trailer, no offense to Jack Easley, he kind of looked like a cosplayer dressed up as Hellboy. And I I was a little hesitant because I thought the budget of this movie was just not gonna loop me into it, and it was done well. Practical effects, minimal CGI from what I could see, which sells me on it. But the Crooked Man himself, who is the main villain of the story, uh, I'm trying to find the one I have of him that I highlighted because he looks exactly what he does in the comic, which I a lot of love went into this comic. A lot. Even the shovel scene. So there's a scene where with Tom's lucky bone, the Reverend blesses a shovel with a cross. And this scene's like, I'm not kidding you, like right out of the comic to the screen. It was so good. Hi, Sassy Pants. From what I saw, they increased the saturation with the color grading, add heavy film grain. I think the image would have been better, but that's my opinion. I could see that. I could see that. I can see. I think it did well for what it is. I think it was beautifully put together. And again, you could see a lot of love put into it. And I'm trying to find like even when Hellboy goes after the Crooked Man in this right here where he hits him with the blessed shovel and it goes like a flash of light that happens in the actual movie and then he like wakes up the next day. Oh man, it was just so well done. So well done. So, if you are a fan of horror, if you want something to stream at night, I highly, highly recommend The Crooked Man. Highly recommend it. I recommend reading the comics, to be honest. I'm trying to find because I did highlight it. Where is it? Where his first introduction to the Crooked Man. There he is. But I know there's a nice big spread. There he is. Right there. Okay, let me find the actual photo of him. They have it on IMDb. They might not. The makeup was so well done too. Put together. Like everything in this was so well put together. Even the little tilt of his head when Tom is telling the story and you see him in the background, it just came together so well. Like I said, the only thing that just it does not match the comic for the even the horse scene. Oh, here we go. I think this is as close as I can get to it. There's even so there's a witch in here, Alfie, who uh shows up. She was like kind of like a side chick for Tom when he was growing up. She's the one that got him into witchcraft and stuff. And she shows up later when he's an adult riding a white horse. And scene from scene in this, when she shows up with the white horse and says, "I've been riding him all day. I guess I could give him back to you." Turns out to be Tom's father. She turned him in witchcraft, turned him into a horse. And she gets her comeuppance because spoilers at the end, when they defeat the crooked man, and she ages, right? Because she was staying young because of the witchcraft and such. They put on the the reins on her and then turn her into a horse, and it says, I think, "Beware, I am a witch," and that is exactly on screen too. Man, I'm telling you, Crooked Man. Go read it. Go read this first, then go watch the movie. But as you can see, he looks pretty much like it. Hi, Zax. The Crooked Man just needed a blue pill. What kind of blue pill? Hmm? What kind of blue pill? Uh Explain yourself, sir. I might need to go get a cough drop or something too. Anyway, Crooked Man gets a stream it, love it. I would say for me, it's probably a solid 7 out of 10. Solid 7 out of 10. There's room for improvement, but again, I don't even if I were to give this movie a bigger budget, I don't know if I would want to, because I think the reason of having a smaller budget and being able to do all these practical effects and like really think outside of the box how to get certain shots, I think that's what makes this movie better than expected. Sometimes I think when budgets are bloated and have so much money to them, they don't it doesn't fire off the creativity in the brain to be like try to get certain shots. So 100% recommend The Crooked Man. Check it out. Don't listen to Vex. She doesn't know what she's talking about. If she's lurking, she knows what I'm talking about. Would recommend watching it. So yeah. I had a whole history of this fucking comic. I had a whole history on Hellboy, but I don't think you guys want to hear me talk about Hellboy for the next 30 minutes. I think you should go read Hellboy. If you like the Del Toro movies, which I do, I like all of them. I recommend you go pick up a comic. Go check them out. This is just one of many issues. So go check out Hellboy. And I recommend I always do this when I reread some comics. I always mark when I see certain pages and when they're just so well put together. Oh, that's another one. That's another see, look, I'm obsessed. Look at that cover. It's so beautiful. I need to get an overhead camera like Max has so that I can just show out. You know, when I was originally thinking of my channel, because I wanted to do a horror channel about like everything to do about horror and stuff. But one of my biggest things is comics. I absolutely love, I mean, this shelf is about to bow in. I need to get new shelving. Are comics, because I think a lot of people don't realize that, and I get it. Marvel, DC comics, mainstream comics. There's nothing wrong with that. If you enjoy stuff like that, more power to you. I am of the camp that even if kids just read comic books, they're still reading. So I'm in the camp for. But horror comics, there are a ton of horror comics, and I don't think a lot of people talk about them. And there are quite a few of them that a lot of people don't even adapt. I mean, I have 30, not a lot of people even knew 30 on top right there. Those are 30 Days of Night, Volume 1, Deluxe Edition, and 2. Not a lot of people knew that 30 Days of Night was first a comic book series. Something Killing the Children's one of the newer ones I've been reading. Harrow County is like one of my top favorite one. Baltimore series. I will hold on. Baltimore. What is this? Da-da-da-da. Ah! Baltimore, or the steadfast tin soldier and vampire. Ah, I'm gonna have to go pick this up. Thank you, Brandon. I'm gonna have to check this out. This looks right up my alley. Anyway, like down. I'm changing this whole setup so I can show off a little bit more, but there are a ton of like I think people just focus on the main ones and not realize like comics. There are a ton of stories to tell in them. House of Slaughter is another one that I really like. Eat the Rich was okay. Um. Anyway, comics. Steadfast Tin Soldier. Okay, I'll pick this up when I go to my comic book shop. Oh, I don't know if my husband's still listening because I still haven't read the comics I bought when we were in Arizona. I gotta read those. Should have read those while I was sick. Sorry about that. That was a really bad cough. That was really bad. Oh man. I am like okay. All right. Let's get on to our next topic. Make it a little pretty easy today. So anyway, Hellboy, Crooked Man, watch it. Check it out. Highly recommend it. 99 minutes. Not 2 hours. 99 minutes. We're well done. No crappy CGI except for like an overgrown spider. Even then, I think there was some kind of puppetry going on there. Okay. I want to talk about a couple of the upcoming horror movies because I have been in fucking flu la la land lately. And there are quite a few movies that have been dropping in trailers that I didn't even know were coming because 2025 for horror, I was not expecting I was not expecting how do I say this correctly? I was not expecting the amount of like good horror movies or like anticipating good horror movies for 2025 just because no offense, January was kind of a dud in my opinion. I didn't like most of what January had to offer. I didn't like Companion. I didn't like Hard Eyes was cute. That was cute. There was The Wolfman. Everybody knows that is the bane of my fucking existence. When that review embargo lifted, oh my god, it felt like God was shining down on me. That movie is dog shit. I'm sorry. Like no shade to anybody who made it, the crew and stuff, but that movie, I'm going to give my honest opinion. I'm going to give my honest opinion. It was bad. It was bad. There are a couple of movies coming out. So there's Ash, which just got released last week, which has a Metascore of 63, and on IMDb it's a 5.8 already, which is kind of average. Excuse me, one sec. I took a cough suppressant. I don't know why I'm coughing. The fuck is going on? Medication, man. Let's work on it. All right. A woman wakes up in a distant planet, finds a crew of her space station viciously killed. Her investigation into what happened sets the motion of a terrifying chain of events. I was actually looking forward to seeing this because I was actually seeing it on let me share this. I am there we go. I was supposed to see this last Wednesday because I was actually going to see it and then have a live Q&A with the director. And the flu happened. Fucking the flu happened. It looks intriguing. It kind of gives me Event Horizon vibes. Like if Event Horizon was taken seriously, I still want to see it. It's going to be out of like theaters by Thursday in my area. I might try to go see it tomorrow. Maybe. Maybe. I'm going to see how I feel because I don't want to get other people sick. So even though, I'm sure. I don't know where I was going there. Anyway. Hold it together, Nadia. Hold it together. Keep it together, cup, as I like to say. Keep it together, cup. So that's one that's coming out. Man, excuse me 1 second, folks. Ugh. Ugh. Duh. That was not fun. Anyway, next movie coming out this weekend. Woman in the Yard. Mysterious woman repeatedly appears in front of a family's yard, delivering chilling warnings, unsettling messages, leaves them to question her identity and motivate the potential danger she might possess. I'm actually pretty interested in this one. I'm in contact with the writer, Sam I can't Stefanik. And he said he'd be willing to come on to talk about it. I don't know if he's going to want to do a live. I always ask my directors and people in the industry if they want to do live or if they want to do recorded. Joe, this Thursday we're doing it live, so Joe Lamb will be on with me live to talk about the fetus. So come on through and ask your questions. I am trying to make it through this. Okay. Hold on. Let me drink some water. Man. For those of you that are still watching, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you all. I'm trying to hold it together with this cough. I am not doing well. It's like I'm getting sick again. I gotta get my shit together. Anyway, Woman in the Yard, I'm gonna try to see Sunday. So I will report back Tuesday, and then hopefully I'll have Sam on to talk about it. Drop. I'm actually really intrigued by this one. So I really like Christopher Landon as a director. He did Happy Death Day. He was originally supposed to do Scream. He had to leave the project. This looks intriguing to me. Though it already got a 5.9. Must be early reviews. Widowed mother's first date in years has taken a terrifying turn when she's bombarded with anonymous threats on her phone. So that's one I'm intrigued to see. Sorry about that. That was fun. Okay. So that's one I definitely do want to check out coming out. And then I think Death of the Unicorn's out this weekend as well. There are a couple other horror movies that we're supposed to be releasing. There's that new Popeye film, Locked, with Bill Skarsgård. That's another one. Screamboat. So there's a ton of them that are coming out. Oh, and The Strangers Chapter 2. If anybody's intrigued or interested in it. So okay. This might be a very short horror Tuesday. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not doing so hot. I'm always 100% honest with you all. I'm still feeling a little sick. So let's get into the last topic so I can talk about it a little bit. And then we're gonna call it. Give me 1 second. God, man. So, for those of you that don't know, I live in Vegas. Vegas is getting a year-round Universal Horror unreleased. So, Halloween Horror Nights year-round opens this August. I haven't taken a look at the website. I figured we'd take a look together and check it out. So, step into the shadows of Universal Horror Unleashed. So, Universal Horror Unleashed, get ready to experience a nightmare-filled year-round, fully immersed, high-quality horror spectacle. I'm gonna level with you guys. I don't think you guys want to hear me coughing for the next 20 minutes. And to be honest, I'm not feeling very well. So I'm gonna level with you. This looks really cool. There's a hype video. Let's play it and then we're gonna call it a night. Okay. I'm so sorry. I wanted to do like a fun, full, like, let's talk about all the horror movies and TV shows coming out. This flu is kicking my ass. It's just kicking my ass. So let's check this out. Fun fact, I worked in haunted houses for like 10 years.
Bringing horror to life for Universal is very meaningful because Universal created the horror genre.
Universal
I like that they're opening this and then they're doing Epic Universe as well. This is right.
Horror Unleashed is a brand new immersive experience.
This is a test of courage. This is a place you want to go with your friends to show them that you are strong enough to face your fears and live to tell the dawn afterwards.
In a decrepit warehouse in Las Vegas, ancient artifacts have been brought in and collected, and their cursed energy has been contained within this
This looks
warehouse.
really cool.
It is going to provide 4 amazing immersive haunted houses
The Exorcist? I'm fucking sold.
that put you right in the middle of iconic and terrifying scenes. We're also going to have really unique, cutting-edge entertainment, retail, dining experiences.
When fans walk through the front door of Universal Horror Unleashed in Las Vegas, they're going to enter
I wonder how much the tickets are.
a new world unlike anything they've ever seen before.
It's going to be exactly what you want it to be. As a fan of horror, or even as a casual fan of horror, or just looking to have a good time out in Vegas.
This really is the place where horror comes to live. Year
I wonder if I can get a job.
round.
Like doing special effects makeup and stuff. Because this is like, so I started in haunted houses when I was 13, working for one of the big haunted house companies out in the Midwest in Illinois. And like went up the ranks and was one of their lead makeup artists for a couple seasons. Then I built a top tier haunted house. I had investors in Indiana that ran for a couple of years too.
When you step foot inside this building, you're going to have the most immersive, most horrifying experience of your entire life.
That's pretty cool. That was pretty cool. How about your tickets? Let's see. Oh, they're not bad. One-time access is $70. That's not bad actually. At all. All right. Well, on that note, I was going to have a members only chat after this. I don't think I'm up for it. I'm sorry, guys. I am not feeling very well. So hopefully I will be up and running by Thursday with my guest. Thank you guys for joining Big Ship. If you're still there, man, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for gifting those memberships. And thank you guys for dealing with me while I'm coughing up a storm. So tune in Thursday. Jolan will be with me to talk about his new movie, The Fetus. And then normal schedule. But so stay healthy. And until next time, stay spooky.